Om. 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 Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. Vasudeva sutam devam Krishna chanuramardhanam Devaki paramanandam Krishnam vande jagadguru Sadashiva samarambam Shankaracharya madhyamam Asmadacharya paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter we're seeing. So, Krishna, Arjuna's doubt was, mind is very chanchala. It is wandering. To control it is very difficult. Krishna does agree with that, but he says there is a solution. Abhyasena kaunteya vairagena jagriya. A mind which enjoys very intense vairagya, which knows for certain sense pleasures can never make me contented. On the contrary, in the long run, they are going to breed sorrows only, because the prerequisites for fulfillment of sense pleasure is what the body, indriyas, vishayas, etc., which are the ever sources of sorrow. With this capital, it is impossible to get the happiness which can make me ever contented. Not a passing bout of joy, not a fleeting happiness, but the happiness by which I can certainly say, thus far, no further. That contentment must be there. And it should be free from sorrows. This is impossible so long as you need the body for fulfillment desire. How can you ever hope to be free from sorrows? Wherever body, mind are there, sorrow is inevitable. You are prone to be sorrowful. And without it, you can't have the sense pleasure. Now see the price that you are paying to get the sense pleasure. But Viveka is not there. Maturity is not there. Person may be a great person, scientist and all that, but it needs common sense with maturity to know this, that a man cannot be satiated by wealth, pleasure, etc., which is available in this world. We have to go to the very source of this happiness which gives sense pleasure. And that source of sense pleasure is nothing but me, I in reality. Think of it. I am not with the treasure. I am self-evident, limitless happiness. And yet, I beg with the world of Vishayas, give me happiness, with all capital of one which breeds sorrow. So that means little education, little training of the mind is necessary by cutting the world to its own side. Whatever that I think as a source of happiness is truly not so. On the contrary, it is bound to make me land in sorrows by separation. Separation, one reason. Otherwise, that source itself can be the source of sorrow. The thing thought to be the source of joy can itself be the source of sorrow. Or it can get extinct. It can change. So that will be the case. Viveka is necessary for Vairagya. But a mind which enjoys Vairagya is withdrawn from its preoccupation in the world. And that is where it can is able to appreciate one's Swarupa. Fine. So Krishna gave the Abhyasa and Abhyasa, repeated practice. Even if you are convinced that sense pleasures are not worth pursuing, by habit you will get gravitated. The Abhyasa is necessary. Other Abhyasa practice to withdraw the mind and make it absorb the Atma Swarupa, they also there. So now the question is, Arjuna has got a question. Yes, a mumukshu has developed Viveka Vairagya. He has taken to Atma Vichara. And now he is withdrawing the mind. And of course, the question is Ayatihi. Yati means sannyasi. Actually, Arjuna's question is with respect to a sannyasi who has taken Vividisha sannyasa. A sannyasi who has taken Vividisha sannyasa, he has stopped performing the karma so that he can totally devote the time to pursuit of gaining Atmajnana. Householders, the state is different. Householder, if he is interested in the Adhyatma, he is running the house, does the karma, side by side, is taken into life. And suppose, before death, he has not got the Atmajnana, though on the path. For him, the karmas are there. The karmas which give punya will take care of it hereafter, heaven, etc. So that way, the householder who lives a life of dharma, does right things, avoids wrong things, at the same time pursues the Atma Vichara, though fails in gaining Atma Jnana, punya is at his rescue for hereafter. Arjuna's question is, a yati, a sannyasi who has given up the karmas and totally took to this pursuit. But unfortunately, he could not. He could not gain the final result in terms of Atmajnana, Brahmajnana. Therefore, the question is about such a person who is that has taken his pursuit and yet has not succeeded. Has not succeeded. So that means the case. So what is going to be his lot? So that aprapya yoga samsiddhi, without gaining the this jnana, at the same time he has no back support of punya. What lot he is going to get? Easy, like a cloudlet, which see generally clouds move in the masses. But if small piece of it gets separated, that cloudlet fizzles away in course of time. Like that, this person who took to the path of gaining the Atmajnana and Brahmajnana, gave up karma, therefore the source of earning punya is not there. Hereafter will not be taken care of by punya. Punya is not there. And he also, in the path of gaining knowledge, he has not succeeded. So what is his lot? So therefore, is he not going to get destroyed? Neither good hereafter in terms of heavens, nor moksha atmajnana. So what is going to be applied? So he says, Bhagavan, you only can dispel this doubt of mine. So I don't find anyone else other than you who can clear my doubt of this, about this failure of a person. The word used is yoga bhrashta. Yoga bhrashta in the sense, he has taken to Atma Vichara. Maybe he has got some paroksha jnana, but aparoksha anubhava is not there. He has not directly experienced his sarupa. Directly experienced his sarupa. So, of course, he has taken nididhyasana, etc., meditation, etc., he is taking, but he has not yet succeeded. And unfortunately, before he could succeed, he has died. Bhagavan assures Arjuna, this pursuit is so high, so noble, that even the efforts are highly rewarding. Whether succeeds or not, secondary. Even that pursuit, efforts he has put forth. Efforts he has put forth. Itself is rewarding. So therefore, there is not going to be any bad lot for him. Rest assured. He may not have succeeded, agreed, but he is not going to come to a bad lot. Naiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyati. Nahi kalyana krit kashchit durgatim tatagach. 40. For such a person, vinasha means bad lot. Here while living or here afterward is not possible. Arjuna, know this rule of this nature. Nahi kalyana krit kashchit durgatim tatagachati. Any person putting forth efforts for the highest gain of life, even if he fails, can never come to a bad lot. Never come to a bad lot. Rest assured. So therefore, don't entertain any inhibitions in the mind. What will happen if I don't succeed in gaining his knowledge? No. What happens in such case? Such person, prapya punya krita lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam srimatam ge yoga brishto bhijayate. Now, such a person who is putting forth efforts and yet not succeeded can be of two types. One who has got very staunch vairagya. He is not at all interested in the sense pleasures. Other, vairagya is there, but yet it is not firm. Inside some desires are there. Though to a great extent he has overcome the desires, depending on his state of mind. If he is a person whose vairagya is not very firm, though he has got to a great extent, such person will go to heaven, will gain the heavens earned by those who have earned lot of punya. Now he has taken sannyasa. Is that not done karma? Yes, maybe. but his pursuit of gaining knowledge, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, itself will earn punya for him and give heavens hereafter. Prapya punya kritam loki, having enjoyed the heavens which are earned by those who do many punya karmas. Ushitva shashvati samaha, having stayed there for a very long period. They take birth where? Shuchinam Srimatam Ge Yoga Brashto Vijay. Take birth in the family which are Shuchi. Shuchi means pure in the sense who live the life of Dharma. Srimatam, rich people, so that everything is taken care of. Yoga Brashta Vijay. One variety. Or if his vairagya is very strong, he says he is born in the family of a yogi itself. Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabham loke durlabhataram loke janmayadi trishram. Or he is born in a family of yogis. Yogis means jnanis themselves. But such type of birth is rare. Because when he is born in the house of a jnani, he has got all facilities. They say no. The child which is born in the house of a musician, we've seen saptaswaras. The 7 notes. The way of saying is that. Like that, from the lap of the mother itself, you get Adhyatma teaching. This needs lot of intense vairagya. He is not what? He doesn't want to waste the time in heavens. All holiday camps only. The waste of time. Straight away he takes to the pursuit and gains the knowledge. Then what happens? Depending on either of the type of the this birth. Tatra tam buddhi sanyogam labate paurvadehikam yatate chatato bhuya samsiddha kurunandana. There, in such birth, depending on what type of it is, he gets connected to his past pursuit. Remember, in the beginning, 2nd chapter, Bhagwan has said, Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. This pursuit of gaining Atma Jnana, in that adverse effects are not there. Even if you commit mistake, wrong things will vanish, you will not get punishment. That is not against the karma. Either do properly, either face the consequences if you do wrongly. Abhikramanasha, whatever efforts you have put forth, so that will not get lost. And if some mistake done, adverse effect not going to there. And what will happen? He will carry forward the earlier effort, and by putting more and more effort, he will gain the aparoksha jnana. So this is guaranteed. So purvabhyasena tenaiva riyate havashopi saha jidnyasurapi brahma yogasya shabda brahmati vartati. In this next, that subsequent birth of either type, says purvabhyasena avashaha api riyate. Helplessly, he gets connected to his earlier person. The earlier efforts are carried forward, even if he is caught up in many things. By force, something happens, and he takes to this. Arjuna, the path of gaining Atma Jnana is so noble that the person who walks on this is the one who has crossed beyond those who do all karmas told in the Vedas. Shabda Brahmati Vartate. Shabda Brahma is the name for Vedas. In Vedas, Agnihotra to Ashwamedha Yagas, varieties of rituals and sacrifices are there. If you accumulate the punya of all these, a mumukshu who is on the right path of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, with proper vairagya, even though he has not got the jnana, he goes beyond the punya of all that can be gained through Vedas. So therefore, there is no loss to this. If you don't get knowledge, your heavens are assured. So therefore, say, Shabda Brahmati Varnate means he transcends the karma phalas that can be earned by karmas told in the Vedas. Shabda Brahma is Veda. And that's what it does. He put forth more and more effort. Prayatna adyatamanastu yogi samshuddha kilbisha aneka janma samsiddha tato yati param gatim. By prayatna adyatamanastu, by putting forth more and more effort. Yogi, dhyayi, one who meditates on Sarupa, samshuddha kilbisha, having purified the antakarana of all the papas and duritas, having made it pure, having made it totally introvert. And how? Aneka janma samsiddha, by cumulative effects of sadhanas done in many lives. Param gatim yati, gains the highest abode, discovers his Sarupa. The phrase Aneka Janma Samsiddha, who has accomplished by efforts in many, many lives, did not scare us. Oh, so many lives are required. What will happen to me? That you have taken interest in the Vedanta. If you are really serious about this pursuit, you may not succeed. But if you are serious about pursuit, that itself shows that you had put forth efforts in many, many lives of the past, because of which only today you have got the maturity, at least to take this pursuit. If that maturity is not there, people cannot take to Vedanta. Some bhakti they may do, it's good. But to take to Adhyatma Shastra, some maturity is there. The very fact that you are able to take to this pursuit shows that you have already put forth effort. But that's not a matter of complacence. Bhuyaha, more and more efforts are necessary. So that should not be a discouraging factor, because Ishvara is at our help. He is ready to help us at any juncture. So therefore, Aneka Janma Samsiddha, he is having accomplished many, many lives. Finally, he gets the what? The Aparoksha Atma Jnana. So Arjuna, don't entertain doubt as to what will happen if I can't succeed in this life. You are not at loss. Depending on your case, you will carry forward the pursuit in the future. You will never rest contented until Atma Jnana is gained. Earlier I have seen, even if you have no value today, one day or other, it may be after many kalpas, you have to take to Adhyatma, you have to take to the pursuit of Atma Jnana, otherwise no one can rest contented. So, in these pursuits of gaining Atma Jnana, the one who constantly meditates on Atma Swarupa, he excels others. Other people who take to ascetic practice, etc. Tapasvivyadiko yogi, jnanibhyopi matodikaha, karmibhyaschadiko yogi, tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. 46. A yogi, with yogi, dhyayi, dhyana yogi, one who puts forth efforts to withdraw the mind from the external world and makes it get absorbed in the Atma Swarupa, such a dhyana yogi. Tapasvibhya adhika. He is superior to those who take to different types of ascetic practices. Jnanibhyo matodika. Here jnani is paroksha jnani, not aparoksha jnani. Aparoksha jnani, he wants to get it. But Shastra knowledge, who has studied Shastra and have some idea what Atma can be, and he is now meditating to have aparoksha anubhava. So he is such a person on the path of dhyana yoga is superior to paroksha jnani, a person who has got indirect knowledge of Atma. Karmibhyascha adhiko yogi. Of course, this jnana yogi is superior to karmi. One who is always involved in the karma kanda, you'll get punya, etc. True, but this dhyana yogi is superior to tapasvi, superior to paroksha jnani, superior to karmi. So therefore, Arjuna, take to dhyana yoga. The question comes, dhyana yoga, pursuit of dhyana, but dhyana on what? That way everyone is doing dhyana. What is dhyana? Meditation. Constant and consistent thinking of something. Constant and consistent thinking of a particular entity or whatever it may be, a principle or whatever. A person with interest in a particular object, is it not? He thinks consistently about it. Then only desire is born. Desire is not born just from the blue. You are thinking of a particular object or event or entity or being, thinking it to be the source of happiness, and slowly let me have it, desire goes. Desire don't come and jump on your head just like that. So it's dhyana, vishaya dhyana. Repeated thinking of self-pleasure, you do it. But here, it says, dhyana of what? It says, about me, Atma, Parameshwara. Say therefore, Yoginam api sarvesha, among all Dhyana yogis, Madgatena antaratmana, with the mind totally absorbed in me. Now mark this me, Madgata. Me, who says this me? Krishna says. Earlier we have seen, whenever Krishna says the first person singular I, it can have three meanings. One is Mr. Krishna Vasudeva Sutta. Second one is the creator Ishvara Tattva, who creates the Jagat, sustains and destroys. Number three is Parabrahma Sarupa, free from even Maya Upadhi, free from even the status of Ishvara. Now here, Madgate Nantaratmana, Antakarna totally absorbed in me, which me here, this me to begin with is Parameshwara. Ishvara Tattva leads to Brahma. And how? Shraddhavan bhajati. Mam Shraddhavan bhajati. With all Shraddha in me, Parameshwara, he what? Seeks me, meditates me, Saha Yukta Tamaha. He is truly the accomplished person. Means one has to take to Dhyana Yoga. Of course, Shravanamana is required, but it should culminate in Dhyana Yoga. And one should meditate on Ishvara Swarupa. He gets the highest. So with this, the sixth chapter is over. Here is a room for query. Hitherto, Krishna was talking about Atma Tattva, Paramatma Tattva, Paramatma Tattva, which is free from even Upadhis, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. Suddenly he brought Madgatena Antaratmana, the Parameshwara Swarupa he has brought. So far, Krishna has not said anything. Krishna has not described anything about Ishvara Tattva, Parameshwara Tattva, the principle which creates this Srishti, cosmos creation, sustains it, destroys it. We have seen in the past the all-pervasive Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, called Brahma at totality level, is the Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone at the individual level, which enables the individual to do everything, being a Sakshi, illuminator of the Buddhi. Both are one and the same. But that all-pervasive Chaitanya Tattva, wielding the creative power called Maya, dons the status of Ishvara with the power to create the world, sustain it, destroy it. Whereas you and me at individual level, Chaitanya being one and the same, conditioned by avidya, ignorance, we parade as samsari, sorrowful jiva subject to janma marana. In reality, you jiva in reality is Chaitanya. Parameshwara in reality is Chaitanya. Both are one and the same Brahma Tattva. But same Brahma, from the standpoint of Jagat, Srishti, creation, is called as what? Is called as this Ishvara Tattva. See, let us use this Ishvara word as Ishvara only. Let us not translate it as a God. Why? Because this is the problem comes. We translate as a God and land in problems. Because God principle in Western theology is not very clearly defined. God in heaven created the world. And if you don't obey, he will send you to hell. But who is that God? There's no proper description of it. So again, you have got many gods. This is accusing. In Sanatana Dharma, there are no many gods. In Sanatana Dharma, there are no many Ishwaras. Even in Sanatana Dharma, there is no one Ishwara. In Sanatana Dharma, there is only Ishwara. You and me are all nothing but Ishwara only, in reality. All this comes. Because, see, what is done is, what we call Parameshwara, they translate as God. Then Devatas, Indra, Varuna, Yama, which are called Adhisthana Devatas, presiding deities, that also they translate as God. And you have got many gods. No. Presiding deities, Adhisthana Devatas, are innumerable. Why? For every function in this cosmos, there is a functionary. And that functionary is called Adhisthana Devata, Devata. Innumerable functions are in the cosmos. There are innumerable Devatas are there. We don't call them Ishvara. We call Devatas. But when you translate Parameshwara as God, deities as God, and make confusion of everything else. So therefore, Ishvara, that word, let us use that Ishvara only, Parameshwara, Ishvara, Paramatma, when you say Brahma comes. When you say Paramatma, Upadhis go. But Ishvara, Parameshwara, Upadhis are there. Maya Upadhi is there. So this keep in mind. So be careful about this word, God. So, among the yogis, who is superior now? One who thinks of me, Parameshwara, meditates on the superior. The question comes, who is this Parameshwara? What exactly is nature? Where can we find him? What are his glories? These need to be told for meditation. Krishna has not described it so far. So therefore, that topic is now being picked up by who? Krishna, because the context has come. One way of looking at Bhagavad Gita is like this. 18 chapters are there. They are divided into 3 categories. 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 18. This was a view of some people. There's some sense in it. They say 1 to 6 describes the nature of you, the individual, from Tat Tvam Asi Mahavakya. Tvam, you, the individual, is Tat Parameshwara. Identity between these two is there. So, the first 6 chapter unfold the Tvampada of Mahavakya, Atma. Then 7 to 12 describe Tatpada Ishvara. Further, 13 to 18 establish a C identity between you, Jiva, and Ishvara, the Srishtikarta. Both in reality are one and the same. So in this way, I think Madhusudana Saraswati, somebody has given this. It's a good way of looking. Bhagavad Gita is explanation of Tattvam Asi Mahavakya. So now we are entering a second phase of our inquiry as to what is the nature of Ishvara. Then identity between these two will be established from 13 to 18 by providing the necessary requisites for it. With this now 7 chapters. Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashraya Asamshayam Samagrama Yathadnyasyasi Tatshrodam Madgatin Antaratmana was told. So that what is that me? Says Maya Saktamana Partha Arjuna, with a mind totally centered in me. Madashraya, taking refuge in me. Yogam Yunjan, taking to Dhyana Yoga. The manner in which you will gain me, please listen. So please listen how you can exactly gain me with your mind totally centered in me. Who is that me? Parameshwara. Don't confine to Krishna. You do that, you are confining to a deity. Krishna, of course, as what? As Parameshwara Tattva. Parameshwara Tattva. So, Arjuna Krishna is introducing the chapter topic so that Arjuna is now more attentive. Of course, he was attentive. That's why he could ask questions in between. But he said, means the topic is now being changed, and therefore, what is going to be the outcome? Jnanam teham savidnyanam idam vakshamya sheshata yajñatva neha bhuyo jnatavyam avashishyate. Very important. I am going to give the knowledge, jnana, with savidnyana. Savidnyana means with vijnana. So for with vijnana for vijnana. Arjuna, be attentive now. I am going to give you knowledge with vijnana. What is this vijnana? Earlier somewhere we have seen this jnana vijnana. In the Adhyatma Shastra, Vedanta, if we use the word jnana, single. It means Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. It can be Paroksha or Aparoksha, direct or indirect. But it means the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, knowledge about the I in reality. And that also direct. To begin with, indirect. Aparoksha Jnana. Aparoksha Anubhuti. Direct. But when this word, Jnana word, is used with Vijnana, the meaning of Jnana gets confined to Shastra Jnana, bookish knowledge, information gathered from the Shastra scripture. And Vijnana refers for Atma Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara, Aparoksha Jnana, Aparoksha Anubhuti, wherein Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is there. You are aware of your Swarupa, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, even to the total exclusion of Tripudi, knower, known, knowing. That is called as Atma Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara. You must be familiar. Indian, you must be familiar with the Sakshatkara. Sakshatkara. Huh? Sakshatkara Devatas. That Devata you are meditating right in front of you. Like Dhruva was meditating, Vishnu came in front of him. Like that. Means direct, face to face. I told you one joke. At Andheri, many years back, I was passing through a road where telephone exchanges, even today it is there. One day I noticed at the gate, Sakshatkar ka samay. I was wondering, what is Sakshatkar? Then I found it. If you have grievances, if you want to meet higher officials, that time of meeting higher officials, they are translated as Sakshatkar ka samay. What is that? One-to-one, face-to-face. So that was Sakshatkara means what? Direct, knowing directly, wherein the knower himself is not there. Experience himself is not there. So that is what? Chinmatra Saratvam. All that is there is self-evident Paramananda Swarupa, Chaitanya, and Chaitanya alone. So that is Vijnana. See, in Mandukya, seventh mantra is everything. Sa Atma sa Vidneya. Turiya Atma described, and it should be Vidneya. Its Vijnana has to be gained. But Bhashyakara is silent about it. He has not described what is meant by Vidnya. Vidnya. You have to go to Kenopanishad Bhashya. Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Vichitya Dhira. Vichitya. Bhashyakara gives the meaning as what? Vidnyaya. Further gives the meaning as Sakshat Kritya. I have not given the meaning Vijnana as Sakara from my pocket. Bhashyakara has given it. Of course. Other definitions elsewhere. Chinmatra Saraswata. Sakshatkara. Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone to the total exclusion, with total exclusion of cognition of upadhis. Antakarana residual upadhi, maybe they are samskaras, but there is no cognition of any upadhis. All that is there only direct experience of Chaitanya Paramananda. That is Sakra. So Arjuna, I am going to tell you now, knowledge along with Sakshatkar. Having known which, there remains nothing that needs to be known. But efforts are necessary. Manushanam sahasreshu kaschin yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhana kaschin ma veti tattvataha. Among thousands of people, one rare person puts forth effort to gain this knowledge. Among thousands of such people who put forth efforts, some rare one, what, knows me in reality. I think it is very difficult, more difficult than getting a seat in the medical college or engineering college, is it? It is not to discourage us, not to say that it's very difficult, of course it's difficult, but to impress upon us, more and more efforts are necessary. This pursuit cannot be taken casually, part-time. Whenever I feel, I take it. This should be the main goal of life. Actually, human embodiment is designed to gain this. Other pursuits, artha and kama, earning and fulfillment of legitimate desire, is by the way, is not the final true goal. True goal of human existence is to gain this knowledge. So therefore, what? You cannot take this pursuit lightly. One has to put forth industrious effort. With this introduction, Bhagwan is going to describe the Ishvara Tattva. Actually, he is not totally describing here. He is hinting it because he has got other things to describe here. And then he gives the glories of Ishvara. How you can spot out Ishvara? In and through the creation. All glorious things belong to Ishvara. Then he is elaborating it in the 13th chapter. So we'll see that now in the next class. So what exactly is Ishvara Tattva? How the Jagat has come into existence? Where all we can find Ishvara? Let us see. The question is, why Bhagwan Krishna insists on abhyasa and much more on vairagya to take to dhyana. Abhyasayanta kaunteya vairagyanta griyate. Why so much of importance in Adhyatma Shastra, spiritual pursuit, for vairagya? Because For a common man, the pull, the fascination for sense pleasure is so much that withdrawing the mind from that is very great Herculean task. Difficult. And Krishna is what? Speaking of Vairagya. Not only Vairagya, Krishna spits fire on desire. Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudva. Mahashano mahapapma. Vidhi enam vairinam. Krishna spits fire on desire. Why does he emphasize Vairagya, freedom from desire? See, in such cases, we should go to the very root principle. Look here. Shastra declares the truth that I, in reality, Chaitanya, is Paramananda Swarupa, limitless happiness. There is no trace of sorrow in it. No body is belong to it. It is totally free from bodies, either gross body, subtle body, or causal body. It has nothing to do with that. This is the truth. Truth and nothing but the truth. And that is I, each one of us. And what is our plight today? Right opposite. We are full of sorrows. Joy, sometimes a little bit we get. Subject to birth and death. Calamities. Is not quite opposite. What it makes us so? We are Paramananda Swarupa, but what we experience is quite opposite to it. Means some obstruction is in between. In Vivek Chudamani, there is an illustration of hidden wealth buried under the ground. Since olden days, when banking system, etc., was not there, there was a rich man, had only one son, big mansion, but the son was very young, father was very old. So if all wealth given, this immature boy will squander it. He is still not mature. So what to do? Without his knowledge, he hid his wealth underground somewhere in the courtyard. There is a big courtyard in that area. And told one of his close friends, look, I have buried this wealth here. In future, when my son grows, tell him this is here. He passed away. And this boy doesn't know how to earn also. Whatever that was there immediately available, he was surviving for that. Sold many things that were in house. House has become dilapidated. Big mansion has no money to repair it. It collapsed also. On the foundation of the mansion, a small hut he thatched and staying there. Difficulty in getting the food also. Like this, few years passed. One day, that friend of father was passing by this and suddenly remembered, oh, let me find out what this boy is doing. And he found such a miserable condition. Is there? Arey, what happened? So this is what I'm not able to earn, etc. etc. Then he said, don't worry. Your father has left a lot of wealth for you. And he pointed out this, look, at that place it is buried. Now, is it not he knows that all wealth belongs to him? But unless he digs up, removes the boulders which are kept on that for safety and claims it, is he able to use that wealth? No. Like that. See, our Swarupa is shrouded, is covered as it were, he is being obstructed as it were from our own experience. In this, the greatest culprit is the mind. The mind preoccupied in the sense objects. So that mind needs to be trained. And there comes the role of Vairagya. Viraga, that state of mind of Viraga is Vairagya. I'll stop here. Next time, we'll see what is that Raga, what is meant by V, and that disposition, what is that Vairagya. How it helps us to focus our mind on our Swarup. Once we know the modus operandi, then we will what? Evaluate Vairagya in the right sense, and we will be convinced about the necessity of Vairagya. You'll see that. Om. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.